guys, welcome back to my channel. I definitely just realized that I never mentioned my name in my first video, which is a silly mistake. So I decided that I was gonna do this full about me video so you can learn one, my name, and a bunch of other things about me. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with that. So I'm just gonna use questions that I found online, or like those general questions that everyone gets asked when you meet someone new. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, so let's go ahead. First off, my name is Stephanie. I am 25 years old and I live in the state of Maryland. All right, now some other questions. If you see me looking down, it's just because I'm looking at the questions that I wrote down because I couldn't memorize a lot of them. So next question is, do you have any pets? Yes, I do have a pet. You met him in the last video, and his name is Noodles. He is a toy poodle technically, but as you can tell, he's a little bigger than what you would expect a toy poodle to be. But that is my good old friend Noodles, and he is 10 years old. So, next question. What is my favorite food? That's a hard question, and I never have a good answer for that one because I like a lot of foods. I would say if it comes to like breakfast, my favorite food would be French toast, but like generally, I really like potatoes because there's a lot of variety with potatoes. You can have your chips, you can have your mashed potatoes, fries, I don't know. All right, the next question, what do I do? So I kind of do two different things. I go to school and I work. So as far as school goes, I am pursuing a master's in counseling psychology. So that's going great so far. I'm in my first year, about to go into my second, and my program is somewhat full year, meaning year round. So I have fall, spring, and summer semesters for 2.5 years. And now for my work, I work as a tutor for K through 4th graders. I work primarily helping them with reading, but I have those occasional students who also need assistance with math. And let me tell you, working with kids that young is always an experience because they say the funniest stuff. I might include some of that in the video, or in another video I might talk about it, but it's always interesting working with kids because, as you say, they do not have a filter. So that's definitely always keeps me entertained, and I really enjoy working with them. All right, so the next question is hobbies. I have quite a few hobbies, the generic watching TV, listening to music. I also really enjoy art, so I'll be painting or drawing occasionally. Sometimes I doodle random things. I also try to dip my foot, like that, dip my foot into DIYs, but many times, don't know why, I'll start a project and then somehow either lose interest, get distracted, or just don't want to finish it, and then it's just like a half-finished project sitting somewhere in my house. Don't know why I do that. I'll try to stop doing that, but it's always fun to start. So those are my main hobbies. I also like to travel, of course. How did I forget? And with that, we'll go into our next question. Have I been outside the country? Yes, I have been outside the country. I've been to quite a variety of different places. I've been to South Korea, Puerto Rico, Germany, Mexico, Costa Rica, and some other European countries in the past. And then leading into our next question, where do I want to travel? That one's hard for me because I want to see a lot of different places. I want to travel far and wide. But I guess if I had to pick one place to travel today, if I were to jump on a plane and go one place right now, I think, where would I choose? That's so hard. I think I would choose somewhere in the tropics, or somewhere warm, or somewhere with a lot of culture. I think Bali. Bali is a good answer. I always see pictures of people going to Bali and it looks colorful, looks bright, looks fun, and I definitely want to travel to Bali. But my overall goal, is to go to each of the continents. Right now, I'm at 3: North America, um, Europe, and Asia. So the goal is to go to all 7. Yes, even Antarctica. Don't know how I will do that, but I'll let you know when I figure out a way. But yep, that's my ultimate travel goal. Oh, and going along with that kind of travel-y information question, I forgot to mention where my favorite place that I traveled was. And it's kind of a tie between Mexico and Costa Rica, and I'll kind of explain why. They're very similar in ways, but they're also vastly different. But I really enjoyed going to both of those places because we did a variety of activities. One that I did in both places was the zip line, and that was a great experience. It was super fun zip lining through the rainforest, through the trees, in the water. It was an awesome time. And then also in Costa Rica, they had these natural hot springs, and it was like a water park, kind of like what you see in the US with your water parks with all the slides and things. But with this one, all of the water was from the natural springs. So there was heated water areas, and then there was colder water areas where the slides were. And that was a really awesome experience as well, because I've never been to anything like it. And in Costa Rica, a lot of their water is from the natural springs. So that was an awesome experience. As far as Mexico goes, also did a zip line, as I said, and then there was this donkey tour that we went on where we rode on some donkeys through the mountains. It was kind of intimidating at first, not gonna lie, but once you got the hang of it, it was a really fun experience, and the donkeys were pretty cool too. All right, change of location. I was on the floor before, but that made my legs hurt. So now I'm on a chair, and we're gonna finish this video off in this seat. So our next question is guilty pleasures. And when I think of guilty pleasures, for some reason I think of television shows, so that's what I'm gonna roll with. And the genre of guilty pleasure television show that I think of is reality TV. Yes, I know. A lot of it is scripted and made up, but it still draws you in. You can't deny the entertainment. And I think that's part of it too. Like there's a lot of drama and like conflict resolution, ups, downs. They just know how to keep you watching. I can't deny it. So I would definitely answer reality TV for that question. In our next question, in the same vein with TV, is what kind of reality competition show would I compete on? Now, I know that I can't cook, so I wouldn't say Top Chef, I wouldn't say Master Chef or any of those cooking shows, but I do enjoy traveling and I do think I'm pretty good at puzzles, so my answer would be Amazing Race. I love watching that show. It's always something we watch in my family, and I think I'd be pretty good at it, not gonna lie. I would have said Survivor because that's another one of the shows I really enjoy, but thinking realistically, I probably wouldn't last 5 days on that island. So we go with Amazing Race. On to our last question, an embarrassing moment. Geez, I can think of like hundreds of embarrassing moments, but I'm only gonna share 2 in this video. I'll save some other ones for another video. But both of these moments that I can think of off the top of my head happened while I was in college and undergrad, which realistically is when most of my embarrassing moments happens. You can ask any of my college friends, they will attest. But let's go ahead with this first moment. So a little bit of the background leading up to this. There's this popular DJ who performed most weekends at this bar in my small college town. And he also had other jobs, so he worked on campus as well in the dining hall, and he also worked at the grocery store that was in this small town. So he was familiar to the town and to the college students and to all my friends because he worked in so many different places that we would go. So my sorority had an event where we were tasked with bringing some sort of food to the event that would be shared for all the girls. So I decided to go with my roommates to this grocery store that he worked at. And I was like, let me go get some chicken, because why not? Everyone loves chicken. So I went to the chicken counter and voila, he's working there. So we chat a little bit while he's preparing my food and we say our goodbyes. Fast forward to a random weekend, I don't remember exactly when, but he's performing as the DJ at this bar. So I am just hanging out with my friends, and then I decide to go over and talk to him. So as I'm walking over, about to approach and lean in because I can't hear what he's saying, I trip over his stereo music and unplug everything. All of the cords come out because I tripped on them. So yeah, that was embarrassing. All of the music cut off. Everyone who was in there looked immediately at me. I had to go, oops, I'm sorry, I apologize, I tripped over it, hiding my face a little bit, simply because I was going over to have a chat. But instead of looking where I was going, I tripped over the music and unplugged it. So that was a good time. So that's moment 1. All right, on to moment 2. This happened, I believe, January. No, that's not what I meant to say. Junior year of undergrad. It was in February, not January, but it was junior year of undergrad. So my college has 2 dances, one in the fall, homecoming, and one in the spring, called birthday ball, which I suppose you can equate to high school prom, but elevated to college level. So yeah, it was birthday ball, and it was February. And mind you, there's snow everywhere for this year for some reason. There's snow on the ground, there's snow on the road, there's snow on the sidewalks, snow in the trees, everywhere, covered. But, the show must go on, am I right? So, me and my friends are hanging out before this event at one of the houses that some of our sorority members lived in. And as we were preparing to go over to the gymnasium where this event was taking place, we were trying to strategically plan on how we were going to make that trek. It wasn't too far of a walk, but it also wasn't right next door. So we were trying to figure out the best way to get from point A to point B. So me thinking that I'm I am being smart, decide to switch into Uggs rather than walking over in my heels. Because, heels and ice, it doesn't sound like a good combination in my mind. So I switch into my Uggs and I grab my little throwover coat and we begin our little walk over to the gymnasium. We get about halfway to our destination and all of a sudden, the worst thing happens to me. I step on this pile of what I thought was snow, but it turned out to be ice, and I slipped and fell immediately, eating it. It was so bad. And I just sit there for a moment thinking, did this really just happen to me? Did I really just slip in front of all of these people just trying to go to a dance? Yes, I did. So I stand up, look around. My friends are like, "Are you okay?" Kind of maybe trying to hold back some laughs, and let me be honest, it was kind of funny, but in the moment, I was confused and embarrassed. But yeah, that happened to me junior year, where I slipped in front of a whole bunch of people on a pile of ice while trying to look elegant, in my dress and everything. Well, I had a dress and Ugg boots on, let's be real, I looked insane. But yep, that was my second embarrassing moment. Alright guys, and that is the end of this video. I hope that you enjoyed learning a little bit about me. It was fun kind of thinking of these questions and sharing this information with you guys, so I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you want to, you can even leave me a comment with your most embarrassing moment. I would love to read about that. And until my next video, I hope you guys have a great day, a great week, a great month, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! Here's another feature of Noodles. He really enjoys pillows for some reason, So I gave him this one that he can sleep on or lay on whenever I'm like recording or whenever I'm in class. He just loves to be near me all the time. So gotta make him comfortable, you know? All right, bye-bye.